What's going on, King of Kings family? It is day 11 of our Lent campaign, dwelling in the Gospel of John through the 40 days of Lent. And today we are in John chapter 6, verses 22 through 59, where Jesus has done this miracle feeding the 5,000. All the people who were well fed, they go off to bed, and Jesus goes over and walks on water, does all that, and they end up on the other side of the Sea of Galilee. Well, the people that he fed dinner wake up hungry for breakfast. And they're looking for Jesus because they still don't have any food with them, and they find that he's gone. And so they eventually figure out that he's gone to the other side of the lake, and they find him. And he uses this as a teaching moment to communicate that his role is not just to give them what they want and to bless them. His role in life is to be their source of life. That he's not just the provider, he is the provision. And I think a lot of us look to Jesus to either bless us or fix our problems, to give us our version of the good life. We make decisions, ask Jesus to bless them. And then when they don't go well, we wonder why they're not going well. When things are challenging, we go to Jesus and maybe even blame him. And want him to show up and fix this problem that our sin has created. And what Jesus would say to us is that, yes, Jesus does find ways to bless us, but that's not his primary function. Jesus' primary function in your life is to put to death that which in you is not of God, and to raise you to a new life, a version of life that God has created you for. Like I said a couple of in the video on Saturday, it's that for Jesus to do in us what he has created us for, we have to be broken. We have to be poured out and multiplied. That's the primary role of our lives, is to glorify God through laying down at the cross our will, our preferences, our desires, and taking on the will and preferences and desires of Jesus. That's a very different thing than Jesus just giving us the handout that we want from him. And so my question for you today is, what are you looking for Jesus to give you? What kind of life are you expecting Jesus to provide you? Is it a life of comfort and preference and predictability and safety? Are you just looking to Jesus to bless you without ever asking anything of you? Or do you recognize that the purpose of Jesus in your life is to raise you to a new version of life in which you are offered up for the sake of others and for the glory of God? It's not a super popular message, but that is what Jesus is saying here in this, is that he is the bread of life. He is not just the provider, he is the provision. And when we submit to him as our provision and we take on his priorities, we take on his will for our lives, that we will never truly be hungry, we will never truly be thirsty, not just in terms of physical hunger and physical thirst, but also spiritual hunger and spiritual thirst. So that's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.